and welcome back to the Lauren Hedges Network. Make sure you subscribe and also hit that notification button so you will know every time that I post. And I'm about to tell you in 2 seconds what's on my mind. Stay tuned. So hey, welcome back again. And I've been trying not to do this post for a while, for a second, honestly, realistically, because I knew if I actually posted this week that I was going to post something towards what is going on with the movement that's going on with African American people and people of power, quote unquote, the police, and the death of George Floyd. Okay, so everybody has an opinion about it. Everybody has beliefs towards what's right and wrong towards the situation and how it should have been handled accordingly. And I'm not even talking about, how he was killed or murdered. Literally, he was murdered. I'm talking about just in general of how people are reacting in the response of it to get justice for him. I feel like this situation, from the positive point of us doing nonviolent protesting, will open up doors to maybe even fix some issues that we have within our community with each other as people of color. I've seen this so many times where, people pick and choose when they want to be Black Power or when they want to join forces to be, let's support the people of color, let's support the people of color situations. And I feel like, realistically, being subjective to it, and whenever you feel like it's inappropriate to be, brown, I disagree with those people. I feel like a lot of people that would normally would join, there's just a lot of people I feel like are jumping on the bandwagon. I feel like it's more of a trendy thing, and I've seen, yes, I understand you having your phone out and getting footage and coverage of the activities that are going on during the protest that people are unaware of, yes. But a lot of people I feel like are using these platforms as a social media approach to, doing with or following along with everybody else and going with the trending topic. I've been pro-Black since the beginning. I've always been aware of my culture and always been interested in my culture and how to really understand where we came from, being that I wasn't there when the beginning of the beginning of our history. I always want to be aware and love my skin and where I come from. And that's something people might not really even know about me, is like when I went to college, I did get accepted to other universities, but I chose to go to a HBCU, and I chose to go to Alabama State University, which I am very proud to be a graduate from there. I learned a lot. I really took African studies and history and learned a lot of things about my culture as an African American woman and my history of being an African American woman. Like I was telling somebody a long time ago, well, not even a long time ago, this was like last night. I'm crazy. It was last night. I was telling somebody last night that, and actually it was on Instagram, it was a post, it was like a meme of this girl, I know y'all seen this meme where it's a guy and a girl, and the girl says something about, this movement, this riot, Black people lives matter, but what about the black on black crime? And under the bottom memes of the guy said blocked. Okay, I told the people on Instagram that I disagree with that because it signifies the reason why most people of color, we do not know knowledge. Everybody talking about open your eyes, be woke. But the thing about it is, if you want somebody to be woke, you have to teach them. And what I did not like was the fact that the guy, his answering meme was blocked. Okay, first of all, it was nothing wrong with her saying, like, so what about the black on black crime? Because like I said before, there is a lot of black on black crime and issues that we do have amongst our community, as well as a lot of prejudice situations that are outside of our community. Needless to say, yes, we have been set back for generations and generations and generations, period. And one of our problems is because of our unity that we don't have in our community. That's why I was so happy that we are finally banding together to actually support a cause. And it's not even just in America, it's all over the world. We're all protesting, we're all supporting Black Lives Matter. And for the first time, people, especially people of color, we are banding together and not choosing necessary sides to make a change within our community and give us the rights that we deserve and set us back for centuries before. But like I said, I do agree with the fact that, you know, it is a lot of crime going on within our community. You know, we're sitting here talking about Black Lives Matter, but they do. But what about the brother that our other brother has killed, or the fact of we not teaching our generations about, you know, our history, and we still have those issues of brown skin, light skin, dark skin. We are all beautiful, and it's all skin. Man, when you take and mix all the colors from the rainbow, you know what it makes? Black. We can be multiple colors and we mix them all together. The only color we're going to be is black. It's going to be black. And at the end of the day, that's how we should look at it. I don't care what kind of sexuality you are. I don't care, transsexual, anything. I don't care. We're all African American people, or black people, or people of color in general. And that's how I feel. And what that means to me, I feel like for him as a man in the meme to block an African American woman, and you didn't agree with what she said, you should have taught her knowledge. That's the whole point. The man's supposed to teach us things. You know, we're supposed to teach our community. We're supposed to support each other and teach each other and wake each other up so that we know things, so that we become a powerful, strong race like God created us. And instead of doing it, sometimes I felt like a lot of people in our community are sitting there attacking each other because they don't agree with each other's opinion towards the situation. Okay, I get it. But don't down nobody else's perspective. Don't beat up a homosexual person or transsexual or whatever sexuality a person is because you don't agree with their sexuality and they're still a person of color or a black person. I don't understand that. You can't choose to be Black Lives Matter whenever you choose to, because every black life matter, no matter what skin color you are or anything. All black lives matter. And that's what I understood. That's what the point that I was trying to make, that I understood from what that meme came from, or what about the black on black crime, because that is black on black crime. You're sitting here beating up a person of not your sexuality preference, and they're a person of color or a black person, because you just don't agree with their sexuality. You can't choose when you want to say Black Lives Matter, period. And it angers me on the inside that you have to realize, like, sometimes we have our own prejudices against each other in our community, period. And like I said, and I really am happy that we're finally banding together to support each other of a bigger and greater mean. Like, I'm so excited. And I said that, well, finally, if we band together to do this, maybe we can fix some issues that's within our community. You know, things that, like I said before, dated back to slavery with the Willie Lynch letter. Most people have not read the Willie Lynch letter from the beginning. It's not one page. It's several pages of information telling us why we have colorism, why we, have homophobia, and all these other things that are in this letter. And if you have not read that letter, I suggest you go read it. please go read that letter. Please, when I tell you, that will literally open your eyes to so much information just from that one letter, because it's so pivotal and so powerful to everything that's going on in our community still. And he said it in his letter that it will last for hundreds of years plus, and it has been. It's been, this same system has been working for centuries, okay? So I suggest you go read that. Like I said, that was my opening pivotal point in my life when I realized everything, and I sat back and read that letter. And every time I read a sentence or a paragraph and I sat back and I thought about, like, hold up. Yeah, dang. He ripped the African-American man from his family and sold him to another plantation so that the women can be weak and have to, and the male children become weak, and they don't have a father figure, and the females don't have a father figure to know what a real man's supposed to treat them like. I'm telling you, these things are literally in the letter that he wrote. And if you don't know who Willie Lynch is, he's the one that created the whole way of hanging us from the tree, lynching. Exactly, that's why they call it Willie Lynch. Lynching is because, you know, his last name was Lynch, okay? That's why they call it lynching. But, you know, I just say, I really just want us, even after this situation is not a trending topic anymore, I want us to still have that connection with each other and build our community up to a whole nother level. The looting, I will say, was terrible, because a lot of the looting, I feel like it kind of gave a messed up image towards us as people of color. Because I will say this, I didn't agree with some of the people was looting and freaking looting places that were African American owned or black owned or people of color owned. Like, I just feel like a lot of it started, like when the looting part came, I think it really was more of a selfish act. People was trying to honestly, you know, steal and get what they could, you know, from whatever place it was. I don't agree with that, the looting part. I don't agree with that part. I'm not gonna sit here and flex and say that I do, because I don't agree with that part. And like I was explaining to a friend of mine, that do they not realize that a lot of people of color put all they had into these businesses? All they had into these businesses, especially with the COVID-19 going on, they already were losing money because people weren't buying things and people weren't coming into their stores. Now, being that this is Atlanta's the new hotspot. So now that they have, you know, destroyed these African American owned or these people of color or black owned businesses, now these companies, these black people or people of color might not be able to afford this location anymore or afford to fix it back up. And then you know what's going to happen? Those people, the white man, I hate to say it like that, but the white people are going to move in, take that spot, and all the businesses that once were black or people of color or African American or however you identify yourself as a person of color, they're going to move in and take those spots. And so our community is losing our stocks. I was proud of people when I came to Atlanta that I could live in a place where African American people can be whatever they wanted to be, become whatever, have whatever they wanted. It was nice seeing black people ride down the street in Rolls Royces and, you know, own clubs and not just like hood little ratchet spots, but nice exquisite restaurants and nice top-notch clubs, and own their own liquor companies and own their own clothing lines and own their own store of labels, you know. And it's nice to see that. And that's why I said that looting thing is really, the looting of African American stores, I'm just going to talk about that. The looting of African American stores and, you know, restaurants and things, property, was a backstep for us. I mean, at least, you know what I'm saying, all jokes aside, you at least could have Googled what it was before you destroyed it to find out whether it was, you know, black owned or person of color owned or something. You know what I mean? because that's what broke my heart, was that part of the whole situation. But that's my piece on that. I really, like I said, was hesitant about even saying or commenting on it, but I was just like, you know what, Lauren, whatever. Say your piece, do whatever you know what I mean, forget it. Freedom of speech, whatever. Say what you feel. But that's how I felt about the situation. I feel like we need to band together and stay banded together even after this has, you know, faded away and no more protesting and all this. I want us to still band together. I want us to solve some of our issues that we have within our community and continue to uplift each other so that we can be empowered, smart, and get some of those generational curses knocked up off of us, so we can be better for generations and generations to come. So that's my piece. Thanks for listening. Peace, love, happiness, y'all. Bye.